Now, given the compound, you should be able to write down the formula, or given the ions, you should be able to write down the formula. Let me give you the example. Again, for example, we know that what are cations? Those are positively charged ions. What are anions? Those are negatively charged ions. So here, for example, we want to see what will be the formula when sodium combines with chlorine. First thing first, you have to identify which one will be a cation, which one will be an anion. Sodium is a metal. Metals lose electrons. And when they lose electrons, they become positively charged and we call them as cations. So sodium will be Na plus. Now why 1 plus? Because sodium is in the first A group, and in the last video we saw that elements present in the first A group has 1 plus charge. Similarly, chlorine is a nonmetal. Nonmetals gain electrons, become negatively charged. We call them as anions. Now, here chlorine is in the 7th A group. The charge on the 7th A group elements is -1, -1, so it's going to be Cl minus. Now, you write down the metal first and then you write down the non-metal. So 1 plus 1 minus cancels out to form NaCl. So what is this? So what will be the formula between sodium and chlorine? NaCl. Now what will be the name of this formula? For the first part, which is a metal, you name it as such, sodium. But chlorine, the second part, the non-metal, chlorine becomes chloride. So the name is sodium chloride. Let's take one more example. What will be the formula between magnesium and chlorine? Now magnesium is a metal, so this one will be the positively charged. It is in the 2nd A group. 2nd A group elements have 2 plus charge. Chlorine as a 7th A group, 1 minus charge, so it's going to be Cl minus. So when we are combining Mg2 plus and Cl minus, we have to keep in mind that overall charge should be 0. So to cancel 2 plus, we need 2 minus. That means we need 2 Cl minus to cancel 2 plus charge. So the formula will be MgCl2. Because if you look again, one magnesium has 2 plus charge. Each chlorine has 1 negative, total will be 2 negative, so overall charge will be 0. Easy way to do it, that I always tell my students in the class, that when you have this magnesium 2 plus, chlorine minus, then you swap the numbers, swap just the numbers. So write down metal first, then non-metal. What is the number on magnesium 2? Make that as the subscript of chlorine. What is the number on chlorine? No number means it is 1. So that becomes a subscript of magnesium, and you don't have to write down 1. So the formula becomes MgCl2. Let's take one more example. Now before that, what will be the name of this compound? Magnesium chloride. Let's take one more example. So here aluminum, this is my favorite one, aluminum. What will be the formula between aluminum and oxygen, and what will be the name? Aluminum, 3rd A group, metal. So it's a metal. It has 3 plus charge. Oxygen is in the 6th A group. It has 2 minus charge. It's a non-metal. Remember, we write down metal first, followed by the non-metal. And let me write down this little closer. And remember, I said you swap the numbers. So here, number on aluminum is 3. Make that as a subscript of oxygen. Number on oxygen is 2. Make that as a subscript of aluminum. So Al2O3. Now think about it. One aluminum has 3 plus charge. So 2 aluminum is going to have 6 plus charge. One oxygen has 2 negative charge. 3 oxygens is going to have 6 negative charge. So overall it is 0. What will be the name? Aluminum. Oxygen becomes oxide. So aluminum oxide. So there are metals that have variable charges. and most of those elements are the transition elements. Looking in the periodic table, you should be able to tell where the um, um, transition elements are. For example, if you look at copper, copper can have a charge of +1 or +2. If copper has a charge of +1, you can call that as copper 1 or cuprous. If copper has a charge of 2 plus, remember transition metals, they are metals, so they are going to be positively charged, or cupric. So let's say the question is, what is the formula for cupric chloride? Now we know cupric is Cu2 plus, and what is chloride? Chloride is chlorine with a negative charge. Remember, chlorine in the 7th A group has 1 minus charge. So what will be the formula? CuCl2. Swap the numbers. You can call this compound as cupric chloride, or you can call it as copper 2 chloride. You need to know the charges, different charges on metals like copper, iron, lead and tin. Copper can have +1 or +2. Iron can have a charge of +2 or +3. +2 charge is ferrous, +3 charge is ferric. Lead can have a charge of +2 or +4. +2 charge one is plumbous, +4 charge is plumbic. And tin is also 2 plus and 4 plus charge. Tin is stenic. Now keep in the mind, and if the, for example, +1 +2 in copper, +1 +2, the lower charge +1 has us or us at the end, cuprous. The higher charge has ic at the end. Look at the iron. If you have iron, Fe2 plus, Fe3 plus. Lower charge ferrous, higher charge ferric. Now the polyatomic ions. Now these are the ions, as the name says, ions with more than one element. For example, let's look at the first one, carbonate. This is carbonate ion is CO3 with the 2 negative charge. Now this 2 negative charge is on CO3 on CO3 complete. So let's say if the question is, what is the formula for magnesium carbonate? Now magnesium, 2nd A group metal, has 2 plus charge. For carbonate, it is CO3 2 minus. This carbonate with 2 minus charge, you have to memorize this. Now 2 plus gets cancelled with 2 minus, and the formula will be MgCO3. Since this CO3 2 minus is known as carbonate, so the name will be magnesium carbonate. Let's do nitrate and nitrite. This is very important. For example, nitrate is NO3 with the negative charge. This is nitrate, NO3 with 1 negative charge. Nitrite is NO2 with 1 negative charge. Now this is very easy to remember, that if you know the formula for the nitrate 8, then when you go from nitrate to nitrite, 8 to 8, you have to put 1 less oxygen. So let's say, for example, if sulfate is SO4 with 2 negative charge, then what will be sulfite? Remember, put 1 less oxygen. So what is let's say, what will be the formula for aluminum nitrate? Aluminum is in the 3rd A group. 3rd A group elements or metals. 3rd A group, 3 plus charge. What is nitrate? NO3 with a negative charge. What will be the formula? Remember, the overall charge needs to be 0. To neutralize 3 plus charge, we need to have 3 of these nitrates because each has one negative charge. Or the easy one is to swap the numbers. So you write down metal first, then you write down this polyatomic ion. What's the number on aluminum? 3. That becomes the subscript of NO3. And what is the number on NO3? No number means it's 1, and we do not have to write down 1 here. So we're going to get rid of that. So the formula will be aluminum nitrate. Now it is very important to put parentheses here. Why is that? Because we are saying that we need 3 of these nitrates to have overall charge as 0. If you do not put parentheses and you're writing it like that, that really do not have any meaning. Now make sure you know the formulas of all these polyatomic ions, and then come and formulas as well as names, and you should be able to write down the formulas. Let me take one more example. What will be the formula for, let's say, I want to take different kind, beryllium, beryllium, let me take hydroxide. Beryllium is in the second A group, 2 plus charge. Hydroxide is OH with 1 negative charge. The formula will be BeOH 2. This 2 will go here, this 1 will go here. These were the namings, formula and namings of the ionic compounds. Physical properties of ionic compounds. Most of the ionic compounds are crystalline solid because it's a very strong kind of bonding. Most of the ionic compounds have high melting and boiling points. Their solution, when they are in the solution form, they can conduct an electric current, and most of them are soluble in water.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.